Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachak, Wadash. I want to say double honor to our apostles, who are elders, who rule well. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching enduring truth, sincerity. Yeah, man, this lesson is going over rise up, ye women that are at ease. All right, and this is a scripture that we pull out a lot, specifically with the Israelite woman. Okay, we haven't really gone over women, in recent time. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna do it today. I believe this is a really ample time to do it. Through the spirit, I've seen a couple videos and couple occurrences that came across that kind of stirred up this subject matter. So we're gonna start off in Isaiah 32:8. Says, "But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand." Okay. So this is Isaiah 32:8. I'm going to look up that word liberal. Let's see here. All right. It says, "Inclined, willing, noble, generous, incited, inclined, willing, noble, princely, noble." Okay, so what this is going over is basically the freedom of rule. Okay, and this liberty that in this particular subject matter is like women have a lot of liberty, a lot of rule to do what they want, and it's ironic that within this liberty, they still act like they don't have any liberty. I once got in a discussion about women with equal pay. And when you're talking about equal pay and all that, you're really talking about elite money. You're really talking about maybe doctors, and things like that, if that, CEOs and stuff like that. All right, but the women at the bottom are the ones that are defending this cause. In my opinion, and from what I've seen, women will defend women whether they're wrong or right. And it's all about women's empowerment. But when a woman fucks up or messes up, they ignore it or they provide an excuse, which reminds me of someone I know. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get this scripture. It may seem a little harsh to put out there, but I think it's appropriate, So we're going to go into John chapter 8 verse 44. It says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father will ye do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." And this right now stands so true towards the Israelite woman, man, because it says they do the works of the devil. Homosexuality, the LGBT community, who defends that? When women love to see specifically, they love to see an Israelite man in a homosexual state or a weakened state, right? They clap, they cheer, they defend, they hang out and do all this, but yet you want a strong man. You raise your children up, as the saying goes, that women baby boys and they raise women. you show the women how to live on their own. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's harsh or not, but you put them through trials. You make sure that they are successful in life, and you raise the men to be a baby. You know I've seen this secondhand. I've been through it myself. You know, and there's very few women out there. You know, you got the Jamaican women or the Haitian women. They're more tough on their kids. You know what I'm saying? They'll basically let their son be drug dealers, murderers, menaces to society. Speaking of menaces, as the scriptures say, women shall bring forth monsters. Minstrous women shall bring forth monsters, man. You know, and that's what they're providing to society. And it's a culmination of things of why this is happening. But right now we're talking about the idea of women, you know, right now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're talking about the idea of women as of right now. As I said, they empower or they promote a weakened Israelite man. Another thing that they do is that when they see a sturdy Israelite man, they're quick to tear him down. They're very quick to tear him down. This has been happening. I've been seeing, you know, I'm not with. I really don't care about what happened to Kobe Bryant. It's the Lord's will. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, look, you know, forget the nigga and blah, blah, blah. He was a warlock at the end of the day, you know, but whatever happened to him, it was the Lord's will. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no basketball guy to the point that it's just like, it's mind blowing, you know, but what he represented on a carnal sense to people is that, you know, people, Jake see him as an icon, which is demonic in itself, but they see him as an icon, they see him as somebody of importance. And on a carnal level, he influences young kids to want to play basketball and want to be great, you know, Jake kids in this society. But then you got, you know, the nigga woman that waltzes in, you know, right after a person dies, and then you ask a question of, you know, his rape allegations, right? Now, people use semantics. They use wordplay, and like I said, as I read earlier, or like the scripture said in John 8:44, says, "Ye are your father the devil, and the works of him ye will do." He was a murderer in the beginning. He was a liar, you know. So this chick basically took the opportunity of this man's shine to take a stab at what he has done as a human being. Again, I'm not promoting saying it was a great thing, but within Jake's eyes and a natural man's eyes, this man did great things. Promoted the WNBA, creating a women's league, creating I believe it was working on the union for the NBA. You know, as a basketball player, it was phenomenal. You know, did great things on the court, won a lot of rings, things of that nature. You know, as far as the rape case in itself, Esau created this Me Too movement, as well as he created the LGBT movement. And who did he use? The same device, the nigga woman, man. You know, I'm trying to reserve myself from saying that, but it's like wow, man, you guys are very destructive towards your own. You know, women's rights, women's equal rights, same thing. You were used. You know, and so you know, you had that situation with Gail Sayers, and her rebuttal was that isn't the only thing that was in that interview that they put out. But for one, you shouldn't even be talking about somebody like that, man. Period. That shouldn't even be in the interview. You should at least give a person 7 days to mourn. And then Oprah gets on TV and says what? Basically she's going through a lot. She has to walk around with security. She's in, you know, basically saying people are tripping because that's how Gail is feeling right now. Or hey, like a person said, what about You know, the sister slash daughter, you know, of those two victims, man. Those other helicopter victims and things like that. You know, so it's every action deserves an equal opposite reaction. But the point is, you find time to defend Gail as a woman, because women always like to defend women, whether they're wrong or right, especially when they're buddy. They're heavy lacking in judgment, man. And then you got Weinstein. You don't say nothing about him. You holding on. Wait, we need to take time and evaluate this. People are so quick to demonize. You know, that's why, again, let's get back to the scriptures. You know, it says here, it says, verse Isaiah 32:9 says, rise up, you women that are at ease, hear my voice, you careless daughters, give ear to my speech. You know, like, women are very, very careless, man. They're very careless on what they do in their actions. All they think about is themselves, and then they lie and try to project that other people do it. Such as within the Israelite household, we're being destroyed systematically, and they use the women. And when women, the crazy thing is, they use you for child support, and they use you to kick Jake out the house, and then you say that, oh, this guy ain't nothing, man, you know, or he left me, and that's why this kid is destructive. No, you said that you're a strong, independent woman. You should be able to raise a child properly. Don't project something that you can't hold true to, man. It's very destructive, you know. And then you had a moment where Jake, a boxer, and I'm just like sitting here. Every time I'm listening to some kind of podcast or some type of interview that's worldly and a woman's involved, it's always about them trying to promote themselves in a better light. You know what I'm saying? You're always trying to use somebody else's platform to promote yourself in a better light, or you, and the Israelite woman is always the one that's down in their own people, man. It's crazy, man. Like, you would destroy, if we had to stay here, God forbid, you would help destroy and wipe us out, man. The main ones that go and deal with other men, just like Serena Williams, nobody ain't got shit to say about that, man. Nobody got a thing to say about that. You know, she got to do what she got to do, blase blah. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna defend her. But let one of these, you know, great actors that you drool over, that's a Jake, that go and get a Edomite woman or a woman of another nation. See, that's the problem. He weak. What about these other people? For one, a man can mess with any nation he wants. But when you mess with another nation, your legacy is gone. Your legacy is really tarnished because you're Israelite, but that child isn't. So your seed has been cut off. So it holds a larger significance biblically to cut your seed off. Okay, it holds way more power to cut your seed off, man, because you want to make it. You're in a society that if you have a kid, you can destroy it. Like the scriptures say, he was a murderer in the beginning. You can murder a child, and because Esau provides some type of scientific evidence, my body, my choice. Well, won't you use protection with your nasty self, man? Why don't you use protection? Your body, your choice, your responsibility. What are you talking about? How do you get off with that? You can't pay for your child, you get child support. Jay can't pay for their child, they go to jail. And you just watch it happen. You just like if someone insults a woman, they say you got a mother too. When these men are being incarcerated and used like cattle, you have a son too. And you're just setting it up for all your sons to be destroyed. Ultimately, you don't care because you could just go and get with Esau. Really. You know, you're just trying to suck suck and ride your way out your afflictions, man. You know, and you know, you had another subject matter to where you sat there and Jake was going in about some real important things that had nothing to do with women. You know, it had something to do with systematically staying out of jail and Jake doing what they got to do. And here come the woman sliding in. So what you think about, you know, the Me Too movement and, you know, women being destroyed and this and that and they're being objectified by these rappers. Yeah, the guy was talking about rappers and helping rappers get on so they don't have to be out there selling drugs and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, what about, you know, women being objectified by them and blah, blah, blah. Again, finding some way to promote themselves and to down Jake. You don't have to do that. Now, for one, a man grew up in a single home seeing their mothers and their sisters be hoes, man. They seen that. They've heard all their life that you ain't nothing. What you think a person, if I ain't nothing, you ain't nothing. It's cause and effect. Now, the image that's presented is promoted is ultimately by Esau. I don't encourage Jake to do that and saying that's justified because Jake shouldn't do that. That's the difference between men and women. We're not gonna sit there and promote and saying, yeah, man, yeah, you keep saying that women ain't, you know, women ain't SHIT, they ain't nothing, and they should be objectified. Like, I'm not promoting that because they ain't nothing. That's our women, man. And it's a bad look. You understand? That's the difference between a man and a woman. We understand it's a bad look and you shouldn't say something like that or ignore it. Okay? Or act like nobody's saying anything or give it an excuse for it. I just gave the reason why they said, but these dudes is bugged out, man. Bugged the hell out. And then you'll sit there and sit there and say, oh, men get on here and objectify themselves. Art imitates life, man. Look at these women, man. Look at our women. Like a guy whose rebuttals, like, basically saying in a roundabout way that you women get on TV and fight. All your cleavage hanging out, your butts hanging out, getting this surgery. You always, you're narcissistic, you always worry about yourself. Housewives of Atlanta, you know, nursing wives, and then the scriptures say women should be keepers at home, man. Then a mother should teach women to be keepers at home, not gadding abroad in other people's matters. But what do? But you want to get and say, well, men should stop doing this. First off, men should stop doing that, and you should stop throwing a lighter under it. Now, if you really had a problem with it that serious, you'll be having just as much energy towards the women that's promoting the image that you're trying to defend, and at the same time trying to defend yourself against the men that's promoting it also, man. So if a man say a woman ain't nothing, and then women that act like that, you should be like, y'all both need to stop because you're making us look bad. No, that's never the case. That is never the case, man. Never. You know, the abortion. You know, you'll sit there again. You say, my body, my choice. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't. Just don't have, like, you should make a conscious decision. You'll tell a man to do all this. You need to get up and go and do this, and it don't matter what Esau's system is. Understandable. You know, and mind you, I'm not going through half these problems. I'm with my rib. I got a little one. Been together for years. You know what I'm saying? 10 plus. You know, so it's not like I'm vindictive. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally not vindictive, but I see a problem within Israel, and you're complaining about something that you're advocating. You're an enabler. You know, like Riley said on Boondocks, you're an enabler, old enabling ass nigga. You know, you're an enabler. What are you complaining about? You know, but if we complain about something and then y'all, we need to take care of ourselves first. Why isn't that rhetoric used for you within, you know, womanhood, man? Why don't you sit there and y'all fighting for a right? Why don't you turn that same energy also? I'm not saying that you shouldn't in this Babylon, but you really shouldn't. But you can have it. It's Babylon. That's what you're doing. But if you're fighting for something, an agenda, you need to fight the equal and opposite thing of it too. You see these women out here in strip clubs, you need to be out there, hey, no means no. Stop whoring. You're making us look bad. You don't do that. But then you want to say, stop objectifying women. Look at what I see. You expect you to walk around like Patrice O'Neal. You want to put honey on salmon, and I'm a bear, and you expect me to keep my cool, man. You don't get that's what it's like the scriptures say. You use that liberty, man. Then you lie. Basically, you mismanage your box, and you feel guilty for it, and you want to charge people with rape now for it, man. Some people are legitimately rapists. Some people are basically pushing up on you, and because you want to suck and ride your way to the top, you do it, and then later on you feel bad about it once you get your success, and you want to come out and like, I ain't really want to do that, and people accept that as rape. Like, what are you talking about? It's consensual. You agreed to it. You made a bad decision, and you get to blame it on somebody else. You have a baby, you can't take care of the baby, you get to blame it on somebody else, or kill the baby, or murder the baby. That's murder. Don't care. Your body, your choice, your murder, your body. That's your body that you got on you. You got a lot of bodies on you, that's for sure. Your body, your choice. That's a fact. And you women got a lot of bodies, man. You know. And lastly, I just wanted to go over, you know, I've seen another interview, and I just stumbled upon it because I forgot what I was listening to. But I think it was a boxer, Gervonta Davis, and he basically took his daughter's mother, which they're no longer together, and she had a birthday and put on a shopping spree. And all these women are just like, really, you know, Babylon. You cut a woman off, you leave her, you take the kid, and she go about her business. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no alimony and all that, none of that. You just gotta go. You know? But we're in Babylon, so, you got child support, you got all these things. So the women are basically saying, like, he shouldn't be giving that mother anything. But that's gonna lead to child support. That's gonna lead to child support. How stupid in judgment. You rather this person give money to the government, which she's still gonna use for herself, and he could use it, she could be using it on her new guy and all that. No, man, she's gonna use it on him anyway. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna reap the benefits anyway, whether he gives it to her directly or indirectly. And it's like Bill Burr say, women sit there and say, you should never put your hands on a woman. There's never a reason. And he was like, there's never a reason? How selfish is that? You cheat on a man, divorce him, take his house, leave him with the car, he's sleeping in the car. Never. It's never a reason. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it's advocated to do it, but to sit there and say that it's never a reason is narcissistic, man, and mismanage judgment, because you learn from Esau, man. You have liberty. You got liberty to do what you want, and you're still complaining because you're fucking up. You're not doing right. You're destroying your own race. You're destroying your own race. You got men out here that are calling you gods, and they still can't maintain you. I see it on a personal level. I see it. I know Jake personally that can't maintain a woman, and they think that they're gods. It's crazy. That is the most mind-boggling. I thought that was the epitome of keeping a woman. To think she a god, that's it. But you still can't maintain her? Oh, man. That's crazy. So I just want to put that out there. I want to get this. So I want to get these couple scriptures, and we're gonna end it. You know what I'm saying? It's more. It's not a rant, but it's like, you know, an admonishment, attention, alert. You know. Because we read about, you know, liberty. You know what I'm saying? So in Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 25 and 25, it says, give no water, no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. You're not supposed to be out, oh, I'm about to go out, or I'm about to go do this, or I'm about to go do that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to sit your behind down and manage your house, man. You know, and you'll sit there and say, well, you got to make enough money. Do you realize if you didn't want to work, there'll be a lot more demand for the money? There was a point where Jake only worked and women didn't, and the household was paid for at that time. But no, I can work too. Now Esau created a system to sit there and say, well, both of y'all should be working. So this should be enough money for both of y'all instead of giving one person that money. Because if one person was working and it says like, women don't work, you got to pay me enough to provide for my household, they would have to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's supply and demand. If I can't pay for my house, how can I work? You know, so they had to pay that much, and they try to trick you and sit there and say, "Oh, it's the economy," and no, it's not. It is not the economy, man. It's the way that they set it up, because it was done before, it can be done now. I've seen post Katrina where, you know, McDonald's was paying people $25 an hour to flip a burger because they needed them. You guys are oblivious, man. Let me see here, get this last scripture here. Slack here. So go into Titus. Titus 2 and 3. You know, because it goes into the man. You know, we're not gonna act like that don't exist. But we're talking about women right now because that's how women misjudge things. Why don't you go up? We're talking about you right now. We talk about Jake men all day. Unto you, O men, I call. We're addressing men out the gate all the time. So you can miss me with that deflecting, man. It's another problem. Never want to honor your faults, man. Never heard a woman say she messed up a relationship. She mismanaged her box. You never hear that. That's the problem, man. You know? So Titus 2 and 3. It says the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false teachers, false accusers, not given to much wine. And they love to drink that wine, man. They love to get drunk. You know what I'm saying? They love to get liquored up and sit. You know, you can see. How do we know this? You get on national TV and do this, man. You like to get drunk, sit there around each other, talk shit about each other, and basically fight eventually. Like, you have no reason, man. You have no ability. Women can't even get around each other for a very long time because some type of beef will happen. That's why a man can't have multiple women, because a factor is finances and jealousy. Women don't even use reason. You know, in this society, we're in Babylon, you can have 3 financial incomes. But because of jealousy, you're just not willing to I can't do that. It's crazy. It is crazy. You would rather watch a house burn than to let a man have another woman, or a man to deal with another woman. Like you're so defensive, but yet destructive to yourselves. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. You got the power. You cut the head off, and the tail gonna fall. So once they cut that man off and gave you the power, you don't want to relinquish it. You don't want to relinquish it. You never had power. It's like giving a kid power over the house, and they're not gonna let it go and say, you know what, mom and dad, you got it. No, give me that check and give me an Xbox. And I want a bike too, and I want this. And be like, what about the bills? It's like, yeah, that's your job. We're like, well, you got the power to determine finances. Well, you got to work harder. Cause I need my Xbox. You know, I need my internet. You know, and that's basically women are just kids in rulership, man. Under Esau. Is Esau the Edomite woman, the heathens? Then you got the nigger woman, man. You know? And they do Esau's bidding. They're the canary in the cave. Okay? It says, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. These women are not taught to love their husbands, nor to love their children. They dress little dudes up like the nigga that they want. They allow their children to, their daughters to be whores and to do what they want. Because you're gonna, you know, the apple don't fall far from the tree, man. You know, so whatever you believe, you're gonna tell that girl that if it's right or wrong, man. You know, you don't teach. It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. You know, like none of these falls under the culture of the nigger woman raising their kids, man. None of these fall under that category. All that, oh, I know a woman that does. No, we're talking about the culture. You're not attacking the culture, the narrative, or the banner of your negativity. So we gonna do it. You know, and we don't want to hear nothing about, I know this one person. That's just the same as Edomite being racist saying I got a single black friend. Or I know somebody that's black. And like that justifies you being racist. Like that justifies the bulk of these women being nasty and destructive and murderous to their own and to themselves. And you saying, well, there's this one woman. There's Michelle Obama. Oh, that fixes everything right there. That fixes everything. That turns those millions of abortions into one. No, it doesn't, man. Stop trying to ride the coattails of women out here that's putting in work. And there are women out here that's putting in work, man. There's women that are decent about themselves out here, man. I've seen that too. I've seen women out there carrying themselves all right. I've seen women out here that actually, you know, go through the things that women are objectifying, they'll whore them for. I know a woman that actually got raped and got impregnated by rape on some, you know, and I can understand, yeah, you terrified, you messed up mentally, man. You've been tampered with, and there's women out here just hoeing, and then they have babies. Oh, but there's women out here. No, you're hoeing though. Then you ain't them. There's women that actually be getting beat, you know, because there are drunk men out here or whatever you want to call them, or they got problems or whatever. The guy's actually just beating them senseless because that's what they want to do. And then you're hoeing, and the dude catch you and he loses his shit, and you're trying to act like you're falling into place with them. No, you can't do that, man. You're tarnishing and you're polluting justice because you don't want to be wrong. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, women shall be stumped out like the mire of the street. Women like you. You know what I'm saying? I specifically say that because if through the spirit a woman's listening or a woman's walking by while they're hearing this lesson, women like you. And because if you're walking by feeling offended at what I'm saying, you're one of those women that will be stumped out, because it will be a change, a transition of kingdoms. It will be peace, because you're a part of the problem. Esau's a part of the problem. 2/3 Negroes are a part of the problem. High-minded, wanton-eyed women are a part of the problem. Okay? It's going to be order in the kingdom. Peace. Where we can see our kids being raised up. We don't have to worry about women getting raped because they're covering their bodies the proper way, and men know how to honor another man's woman because he don't got to worry about nobody else messing with his. He don't got to worry about his woman out there sipping on yan, put on a twerk video in the middle of a riot while his flames are saying that you're protesting. Your woman on Pornhub getting loose and jiggy with it. You know, you don't gotta worry about that in the kingdom of heaven, man. Because the men are gonna wipe that out, man. Men, not women. Y'all not doing nothing, and nor will you do anything. You don't do anything to promote the scriptures, man. Anytime you want to promote scripture, you want to promote yourself. You want to be a pastor, a preacher, or whatever, and do it the wrong way. You want to put yourself on. Yeah, that's me. I'm doing this. Instead of doing it the right way, man. Honoring the Most High. Again, there's women out there, man. And shout out to all you women that are doing that. May the Most High, grant you salvation, because y'all doing a mighty work and a very taboo thing in this place. These people out here are not, it's very hard to be a righteous woman in this society, man. Very, very hard. So salute to you women out there that are putting in that work the best that you can. Now with that being said, I'm gonna say call law to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honor to our apostles / elders, which are GMS, and blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and doing truth. Sincerity, sincere, Ahaba Thumb Sequam. Shalom.